Hello.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Well,
Happy
I'm still getting stuff set up.
birthday. Yeah, we're still getting ourselves used to this new time. I think it's interesting that it's actually really exciting for me for us to be early, but at the same time it feels awkward. It's like it's not time yet. My body is like not adjusted. The circadian rhythm hasn't quite caught up. So hope you guys are having a great day. This is our Trivia Thursday. We're doing it at 2 o'clock now. This is 2 o'clock Eastern time if you're hanging out with us. You're usually here in the evening. Thank you so much for being here. We've got some folks already joining. Today's Trivia Thursday, and so if you are just joining us for the first time here, you are going to go to the information that's at the bottom of our screen. It's kahoot.it, or you're going to download the Kahoot app and use the pin 115338 today. That pin is 115338. Now I can share my screen so you guys can see it's even bigger. Maybe that'll help. There you go. It's even bigger for you today. All right. So I've got. I like them. Is that my music or that's the Kahoot music?
Oh, that's the stream.
It's also the Kahoot music like layered on it. I like the stream music. It was a little remixed with the Kahoot music. Like, why does that sound like there's two things happening at once? All right, so today we are gonna do Kahoot. If you're new here, welcome. This is Medical Village Network Live. We every first Thursday of the month go over trivia. So this is our Kahoot game that you're seeing on the screen. If you have never done Kahoot before, you're going to want to have a second device and stay here on the live stream if you want to learn from what we are potentially talking about in the Kahoot. Kind of basically, if you aren't sure about if you guys get the questions wrong, we'll go over the logic behind the answers. Let's see. Oh, thanks for putting the link in there. There's also the link if you want to one click to the stream, but again, to the Kahoot, that if you do that, make sure you open the live stream on a different device so you can stay connected. So we'll give. How long do you want to give, Nicole? What are you thinking?
Let's see.
How long do you?
It looks like for some reason it's not streaming on the main Facebook. So let me see if I can fix that.
All right.
That's fun. I love fun tech issues. It wouldn't be an Inlera Ustream without tech issues, would it?
Right? Yeah, Nicole is also a tech person as well during the streams. I love these pictures though. We've got Beaver, Sa, Yi, Shiva, and Kit. Hello, welcome friends. If you want to drop a hello in the comments to let us know that you are listening, watching, or whatever on the place that you're watching from, that would be lovely. You can always say hello and tell us where you're dialing in from, and maybe you want to share what you had for lunch or dinner. So Texas, hey Texas. What's the temperature in Texas today? It's really warm here today. It's actually very humid here in Charlotte today. Unusually humid for September. Usually we still stay with warmish temperatures, but 99. Yep, we're kind of close. I think we are at what are we today? 96 is the high, 90 something like that. Definitely too hot for September 7th. But no complaints because we know the cold is coming. We know the cold is on its way. So. Did you get it worked out, Nicole? I heard you say something.
Oh, yep. I'm just, we are streaming on the main Facebook now, and I'm putting in the links for everyone. So no matter what platform you're on, you will be able to click that and join. I did freeze for a second, so if Jasmine hasn't said it, and if she has, I'll just repeat it. We do recommend having 2 devices for this stream. You can have 2 monitors, a phone and a computer, a laptop and a PC, whatever works for you, just so that on one screen you have the stream where we will have the questions and answers all visible, and then the second device where you will be able to submit your answers, because as much as we enjoy chat engagement, we cannot track winning through that. The only way that we can track that is through Kahoot, and the first and second place winners will each get an Amazon gift card, so you don't want to miss it.
Yeah, thanks for that. I appreciate it. I definitely did not say it as thoughtfully and complete as you did. I just have 2 devices, so you definitely you covered all the ground and gave the why, which is very, very important. So thank you for that. Yeah, I see Facebook you just said it feels like 105. Yeah, we've got the same thing. I just checked. It says it's only 92, but feels like 98. So yeah, but we're close. But you've got us beat there, Texas. All right. What are we feeling like? You want to give like another moment or so?
Yeah, let's probably just give it another minute here since there was the weird delay on the Inlera University Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, for all of our people joining from the Inlera University page, if you aren't aware, we do have a little Facebook group that we like to do fun stuff with. I think we have our medical billers meet up next month.
It is, yeah.
So that's a Facebook group exclusive.
Yep. Hi, Linda. Hi, Linda and Belinda. Hello. From South Carolina. You're really close to us. You're close to us. That's great. So, Linda, hello. Great to see you. And Larissa, hey. Oklahoma. What's the temperature in Oklahoma right now? I feel like you might have us beat with the humidity in Oklahoma. I don't know. It's hard to say because Texas gets pretty humid too. I feel like we're all in that swampland. Oh yeah, I do want to share about that. So while we're waiting for folks to join us, and when you guys get in, don't forget to say hello, let us know that you are here. I wanted to share something really fun. We just found out yesterday that our payment options for our courses are live on our page. So we were waiting to see if we could get some additional options for you guys to be able to access alternate financing that is more affordable, more accessible financially speaking, and we were able to get that locked in. So there are 1, 2, I think 4 additional options in addition to the payment upfront. There's also Affirm and another couple of tools that are out there in case you are interested in alternate payment options for our courses. And I believe it works for all of the courses. I think that it's connected to all of the courses, so you should be able to access those alternate financing no matter what course you're looking for. So.
Yes, when I was clicking through, there's I think 4 different options, like you mentioned, and the lowest I saw was like 15, I think, dollars for the payment options. So it obviously goes up with the different pricing, but $15 per segment for a course, not terrible, not bad at all.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm so grateful for that. You guys have no idea, like from our perspective, like we want it to be affordable. Sometimes it's challenging when we're trying to add in the test vouchers and the other resources that you need for the course. So it's great to have an option, to be able to offer you guys that makes it way more affordable to fit into your budget. And certainly, with a company or companies we say that we trust, that are not going to cost you too much sweat equity to kind of get things up and running. So I see Larissa here. Ooh. So yeah, 96, but it's supposed to get up to 108. Oh, you have a seat. Oh, so 108 is the high. Geez, Larissa, you definitely have a seat. I think our high is actually 96. So, so yeah, you definitely have a seat. So I love it. Okay. All right, you ready to get started?
Sounds good to me.
All right, my friends. And if you're just joining, the Kahoot information is still going to flash there on the bottom of the screen. We are getting into medical billing today. So, I'll do the first question. What is the allowed amount for CPT code? Oh, the code, it's this code here, but I don't know how to make it bigger for you guys.
Oh, shoot.
Kind of small. I was going to try to let you expand it. I'm sorry, guys. All right. So the allowed amount for 92012. I got distracted trying to figure out how to make it bigger for you, but it's 92012 is our procedure code that's one that's right here in the middle, and one that's here, one that's here. So just if you want to zip over to the other fields where they have the allowed amounts. I'm not going to point it out just yet. So sorry if it's small if you're watching on a tiny screen. I know, Linda says she can't see it. Sorry. It's big on my screen, but I know that it shrinks it down when you guys are looking at another. I didn't know it wasn't going to let us click on it to make it bigger.
Believe it or not, we do test these things. It looked fine before the stream.
Yeah. All right. So some people were able to see it apparently. So yeah, we got a couple. I'm sure you guys were guessing. I didn't actually. Let me see if I can see. Oh, look at that! It made it bigger there. Oh, it went away. Okay. All right. So here's, I don't know if it looks a little bigger to you guys. When I try to scroll up, it actually makes everything else bigger and doesn't change this image at all. So just so that you guys, if you guys can see it, we'll just quickly review. The correct answer is that 8360. We're looking at this allowed amount column here. And so I think some of you picked, 1672. And that is actually our co-insurance amount for that procedure code. So the co-insurance is the amount that's collected, the percentage that's collected in this instance for our patient. The allowed amount is what is allowed according to the patient's insurance plan and the insurance company's fee schedule. So it looks at both of those things and then creates the allowed amount for those codes. All right. Let me know if you guys have any questions about that. So I hope that it says it helped a lot. Good. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. We will make sure that we make it extra large, or we just use different types of screen images next time. All right. Let's see. B.
Ooh, great job, B.
B must have do you have a big computer screen? Let's see what
it's probably like my boyfriend has one of those ultra wide, like crazy monitors.
Exactly. All right. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. When you call the insurance to discuss a claim or verify insurance, what is not needed? The NPI, phone number, tax ID, or patient's religion?
Nice. I love it. All right. So my friends,
you guys got that
most
quick.
of you got that right. Patient's religion. So we're going to go over quickly the phone number piece. So the question, let's see who got it right. Can I still see the question if I do the next thing? No?
No, if you do next, it goes to the score.
I just gotta say,
out of practice.
So the phone number. So if you are calling the insurance, so sometimes we say phone number in these types of questions. We probably should clarify. We actually talking about even the practice phone number, because a lot of the times we call insurance, you actually will need, obviously, the phone number of the insurance company to call them, but sometimes you need your practice information as well, your practice phone number. You may not need the patient's phone number, but you will definitely need to verify your practice's information. And sometimes they ask you to verify all kinds of information about the practice itself. But yeah, patient's religion is something that you will never need to give. Thank goodness for that. No one's business. Let's see. All right, B's already rocking it out with a learning streak, or what do they call that? A winning streak.
Yes.
You're also learning, I hope.
And for the people who are just joining, it is a total free-for-all. You get points not only for being correct, but for being fast. So it doesn't matter if you jump in at question 5 or question 13, you still have a good chance of winning if you're fast enough.
Yeah, I love that. That's like a really fun thing that they have this whole different scoring system that makes it equal. True or false? In some states, Medicaid still requires a UPIN on claims. So here's the thing, you guys have to know what a UPIN is. That's the first thing. And sometimes Medicaid still requires a UPIN. How about that thumbnail, Nicole? Looks fantastic.
You said you wanted it more mastering focused. So I thought, well, when I think masters, I think graduate program.
I like it. All right. Yes, true. All right. We did get one false. So just to kind of talk through that real quick. So a UPIN, unique provider identifier number, is our UPIN. And there this UPIN, the word UPIN was, or the phrase I should say, or the acronym UPIN was used more frequently 10 to 15 years ago, depending on who you talk to. So you probably are, if you did not know what a UPIN was, you may not be familiar with the term, but to be able to associate it with what it is. But a provider identifier for Medicaid is still required, and not just some states, in a lot of states, where you even need to put that on to your line item on a claim and on the actual claim at the bottom in one of the boxes related to the provider, the practice, or the payment information as well. So it's important to know that in a lot of states, we are not just able to use our other IDs like the NPI and tax IDs. We also need to use our UPIN on those claims. All right, I hope that helps. Let me know if you have questions about that. Let's see. Ooh, someone just jumped up. Shiva. And B's a master. B's winning.
B's on that good answer streak.
Almost got it, ladies. Like yeah, yeah. You know, it's funny. That one is a tricky one because people don't use that term UPIN very often in our day to day, but it is on a lot of textbooks with billing services, with billing training programs, and it also is something that you might see on like a certification program as well, because it's a term that's still utilized for kind of a shorthand to say provider ID numbers. So yeah, the unique provider ID numbers you hit. And we adopted that from Medicare, from CMS. That was their original number. So, all right.
Question 4, what replaced the UPIN? So we've got MBI, I have to make this bigger, those are tiny letters. MBI, NPI, EIN, and CMS. I genuinely have no idea. Sometimes I like to guess, no clue.
I like it. MBI. So I'm not going to go too far into detail about MBI, as it does not. It's basically your Medicare, your patient's identify, your Medicare beneficiary ID number. So it is the acronym for your patient's IDs when they're Medicare patients, basically. So it definitely has nothing to do with a UPIN or anything related to that, because it has to do more with their patients. But I get that you would be confused by the EIN, because in a lot of cases, there might be companies that use your EIN instead of your UPIN. However, when it came to the legislation, it was determined that each insurance company was not supposed to, I say supposed to because I told you Medicaid still sometimes does use it, not supposed to continue, they were supposed to discontinue the use of the UPINs and replace them with the NPI numbers. All right, so that was, I think that Linda's you're telling on yourself there, Linda. I like it. I love that you're like, being really like, for me, you just have to sometimes you gotta hit yourself to remember it. You're like, oh darn it, I got that wrong, I like that no one picked CMS. That was not really that confusing. Totally has nothing to do with anything number related. But yeah, MPI is the right answer. EIN is definitely a confusing second best answer.
I love when people in the comments, though, talk about like, oh, that was tricky, or no, got it wrong, because it reminds me of being in school and playing Kahoot, because if everyone got a question wrong, you would just hear everyone go, no!
Exactly. She said, I like that. I like that. Linda said, I know.
I like Linda.
It's so real.
So I'm going to assume, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Linda might be LL.
I don't know. It could be Sam.
Going to put on my Sherlock Holmes hat, grab my pipe, and deduce. Definitely. But congrats to Shiva and Sa for moving up in their ranks a little bit. And of course, B keeping that answer streak.
Love it. You want to make mention of folks that are just joining?
Oh, yes. Hello and welcome if you're just joining us. We're doing a medical billing themed, medical billing mastery themed Kahoot. If you've never played before, the link is in the chat, but I can definitely go ahead and drop it again just in case. There we go. So if you can join, it's still anyone's game. It's still fairly early on. I think we're moving into question 5. First and second place do win Amazon gift cards, so might be worth it to stick around and try your luck.
Thank you, darling. Oh, I didn't know. Did I read the last one? No, you did.
I did, so it's your turn.
When calling
it's going to be really funny on the replay.
You should verify the provider's NPI and tax ID to ensure they are billing correctly. When calling to check claim status, should you verify, I said it backwards, the provider's NPI and tax ID to ensure they are billing correctly? Yeah, you should definitely answer this one. You have no idea. Just
I was going to go blue, so glad it was a majority here.
Yeah, okay, good. So we just got one. We just got one there who went with false. But I'll just quickly explain the logic behind this. So a lot of times, right, when we are trying to confirm that information, why something hasn't been paid, sometimes it can be a very quick and easy answer to the problem, right? Where perhaps you may not have noticed on the back end that a claim might have gone out with the wrong provider's NPI or somehow crossed in your system with the wrong tax ID. It might be something that is blind for you that you are not able to see. So it's something that could be a very, I say simple fix, but it may not be that simple, but it's definitely could be a fix that could have a massive impact to your practice, right? So if you find out that something's wrong with the NPI or tax ID that's showing up for a particular insurance, you could solve a problem that might be impacting a lot of patients. So certainly good to make sure that the information is appearing correctly. A lot of the times the insurance carrier is going to be asking you to verify things like tax ID, but you also want them to just double check, right, that we've got the right provider information in there. So, and Vanita's got true. Yep. Yep. If you find out something's wrong, you might be like, wow, I could solve it. I could skip over that whole AR, fix this issue, and hit resubmit for all those claims, or send them as corrected. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. All right, I just read that one, right? So I'm gonna have to remind myself
that was your turn. It's now my turn.
I lose track if you guys get that. All right, look at that, B. All right, B. Okay.
Still at the top, but Sheba's moving up.
Exactly. Yeah, we got first and second place though, right? Everybody in first, or everybody, the people.
Everybody in first, yes.
Yeah, everybody in first and second. Yeah, if you were in first or second place, you get a gift card. So you have a chance. So there you go. And we're not so far, let's say, down the road that you don't have a chance to recover. Like Nicole explained earlier, that Kahoot it's a speed game and also accuracy. So if you get it right and you do it fast, you could jump the list jump the leaderboard, I guess is the right way to say that. So.
Yeah, the latest I've seen a takeover happen is like mid-game. So I've seen someone join at like question 10 and like run away with the whole thing. So we're only at 5. We've still got some distance to cover.
Love it. All right, if you don't see your name up here, it's just because you haven't been placed yet on the leaderboard.
So, which of the following is not an example of information needed to process a clean claim? Result of blood work, tiny again, proper demographic information, valid diagnosis, or correct use of modifiers? Should I be saying the colors? You guys can see it. It's fine.
Yeah, I hope they can.
A bunch of you already answered.
Yeah, there was only one time that someone had requested the colors, and we're like, I'm not sure.
See, they got it. They don't need me.
Love it. Yes, way to go. Wait, we got 2 here. A valid diagnosis or the correct use of modifier. So I feel like both of these 2 things are really. Let me just explain. Clean claim. That's the data that is needed to make sure that the claim goes through, hopefully, the first time. So when we say clean claim, it means the claim that is ready to be ingested for processing and isn't missing any information. So demographic information, diagnoses, codes, correct modifiers would all be information you absolutely need to have a clean claim. Results of blood work, though you might need to have some sort of documentation attached for your specialty, it is not a requirement for you to have that on a claim for it to be considered clean. All right, so hope that makes sense. I like it. Yes, we've got they just said red. I like it. Yes, red.
And we do love chat participation, but just a reminder, you only get points if you vote or play along with Kahoot. You can absolutely make your guesses in chat, but you do not get points for it. You just get to be right, which is its own reward.
It is. Yeah, exactly. It's for the reinforcement and learning. So awesome. Well, look, we just had LL jump the list here.
Go.
So they're sneaking up on you, Shiva. Beaver's just hanging in there with second place. I don't know what I don't want to slice through your name. There we go. Okay. All right. Number 7. Knowing the correct payer ID is important.
I mean, it sounds important, if I had to guess. Reminder to anyone who doesn't regularly tune in, I do not do medical billing. I do social media stuff. So having me on is always fun because I get to make guesses with no basis.
I love how you say that as if you don't do a million other things.
Yeah.
Thinking of all the things, but yeah, she doesn't do anything but medical billing wise. I love it. Everyone got it right. So yes, knowing the correct payer ID is very important. If you don't know what a payer ID is, that information is how we would know how we would get our claims to the insurance company electronically. So the payer ID, think of it like an electronic inbox, if it were, that you're using to transmit your claims through your clearinghouse or directly through to the payer themselves. So the payer ID number is kind of like an electronic PO box, right? It's like the number that you need, otherwise it will not go to the right place. So it's quite important to know the right one.
All right. Then things as is.
The numbers all went up. They're all definitely doing it. And B is doing the most right now. I like it.
It's fun when everyone gets it correct, but it's not very exciting on the board. Depending on the size of the practice, what will the medical biller not do? Examine patients, collect co-pays, send claims, or check claim status. Lots of options here. Oh, but yes, I do other things besides social media. But if you are commenting places, I'm usually like half the time the person that ends up checking out what you've got to say and sending a response. If you want to see some of the other things that we do and we have going on, you can check the link there in the comments.
Don't get lost, though. Make sure you make it back here so you can win your gift card.
Yes, important to stay for the gift cards. Check it out after.
Our answers here, we've got a couple of them. So we've got collect co-pays. That's a really good, okay, so number 1 on the list is definitely examine patients, because we'll say in most cases, there is not a biller who's able to do all the things that also includes FaceTime with your patients. However, I have seen it, but that's more rare. Collect copays, probably a little bit more common, because there are some practices that have their practices set up where the medical biller also does checkout and or maybe even be the front desk, but they might be the person that is determining the financial responsibility for that patient at the time of service. So that person who might be doing the financial consults might also be the medical biller as well. So collect copays is not going to be a good answer. Check claim status. I hope that the biller is checking claim status and sending claims. Those would not be good answers, because it's definitely on the role of a medical biller. Things that are typically not on the responsibilities are direct patient care and potentially things like collecting a copay, because that's often done at check-in, and most practices have too much going on if they aren't having their biller doing also patient check-in and things like that. So not to say it doesn't happen, because it definitely happens, especially if it's like a small therapy practice. Maybe that person might be doing everything. So let's check out the lead board.
All right. Everyone got it right.
I was trying to figure out. I had to do the zoom from side to side. I'm like, all the numbers moved, all the names are the same. I can say this, that you guys are very consistent. So maybe if you just bump the timing up on how quickly you respond, you can kick that person out of the place ahead of you. Am I reading now, Nicole? Sorry. I don't remember. We're trying to alternate.
It's your turn. Sure.
You can bill the patient for non-covered services. You can bill the patient for non. That one went super
You guys are
fast.
too fast. Yeah, the question ends when everyone's answered, so.
Oh, okay. That was good. I like it. So they heard my tip on the.
Yes, they said it faster, definitely.
Good. Yeah, and you guys knew, most of you knew the answer already, it looks like. So you can bill the patient for non-covered services. You can, yes, bill the patient for non-covered services. You would hopefully have some sort of notification in advance of the services, and that's kind of a whole other discussion around surprise billing. But the goal is really that you've communicated to your patients beforehand that there might be non-covered services and they might be liable. But yes, you can bill them if, especially, you have made that kind of disclaimer, we'll say, for potential services that are non-covered. All right, so you are allowed to bill them. Ooh, someone jumped the list. I like it. And I feel like, Shiva, you're closing the gap. I think you're under 1,000 now, because I felt like we were above before. So
I think so too.
Yeah, I feel like the gap is closing. So.
And Beaver's just kind of hanging in there.
Yeah.
Leave it to Beaver. It's not tied in third place.
Leave it to Beaver for being consistent. Does anyone know that show?
I've seen exactly one episode. If the provider is non-par with insurance, what do you do with the balance if the insurance paid? Well, I know par in relation to golf, so I would not vote with me this time. I trust you all much more than me on this question.
That's so funny. I do think that I hope that you guys kind of have a little bit of a tip from the last question, perhaps. That was my little hint. And maybe it did make a difference. Let's see. It looks like it did make a difference. Okay.
Tricky questions, Jasmine.
What'd you say?
Tricky questions, Jasmine.
Yeah. It was definitely, I think, put in the order of, and this is Carrie's doing, of the last question. Based on the last question, maybe you'll know what to do with this one. So I would say that maybe we still didn't quite close the loop on that. You can bill the patient. When the person is non-par, the provider is non-par, that means they do not have a contract with the insurance company. And again, it goes back to the whole discussion of surprise billing. But if you told your patient you are not contracted with the insurance company and they will be liable as well, you don't need to concern yourself with any sort of violation of surprise billing. You are absolutely okay to balance bill your patient. You can absolutely send the patient's statement. So the adjusting off, we got 2 that said adjusting off, it looks like. We're gonna say you should never adjust off unless you have some sort of financial hardship, perhaps. We talked about non-participating, right? Because you're not required to when an insurance company is not contracted with you, right? But if a provider, for whatever reason, has made the determination that the patient is not liable for the balance, you certainly could adjust it off. So then appeal, if the insurance company paid, we don't have anything to appeal. We're okay with that, right? Leave it on the account. I mean, that's the lazy thing. There are plenty of people who do that. We'll say that, but we're going to say we are not going to go with that one. We're going to make sure that we at least give it a chance of getting paid by sending it to the patient. If you do not send it to the patient, you have no chance of getting it paid. So.
I mean, this trivia is all about being a medical billing master, and masters do not just leave it on the account.
Yeah. Ooh, look at this. Look at this.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Shiva's coming in hot. Coming in hot. Yeah, so, okay, Linda's asking, what about surprise billing rule? You can, if you are non-par, if you are notifying the patients, like only thing with surprise billing is saying, hey, we are not contracted, so you need to know that after your insurance pays, we're probably gonna be billing you the services that's all you're required to do. The surprise billing doesn't say that you can't do that. You can, you're gonna say that, and then you're gonna say, here's our fees, so that you know how much it is. But when a patient has an insurance that's not contracted, you can still bill them for the balance beyond what the insurance company paid. All right. So, I like it. Michelle says, I've been watching. I was like, I like it. Yeah, thanks for being a part of the party. That's what you can do.
By watching.
I see there's more people watching today than there are people playing. So you're not alone, Michelle. We can tell the numbers of people watching versus playing. So I love it. You guys you're probably doing your day, working and doing what you got to do. So I love that you guys are also learning along the way. So that's super cool. All right, Nicole, remind me, did you read or did I read?
Oh no, I really need to keep track of this. I think you read. I'll take this one. You can balance bill the patient if the provider is par with insurance. True or false? Oh, Kalina had a great question. How do you play? Well, you can go ahead and follow this link here. I'll drop it in the comments again. And click on throw together a name, and you can jump in and join in the fun. First and second place do win gift cards, but everyone is hopefully going to learn something. So no one walks away empty-handed today.
Absolutely. Oh, look at y'all. Yeah. Everyone got that one right. And just to Nicole's point, Kalina, we just hit the halfway point. So you still have plenty of time to bump somebody out of first place if you can answer these questions very quickly. So the numbers for the stuff that you need is at the bottom of the screen scrolling, and then also fixed underneath the answers there if you see it. So I don't feel like I don't need to explain this, but I'm going to just in case. Par is participating, non-par is non-participating. If you are participating with the insurance company, then you have a contract with that insurance company that says you are not able to bill the patient for amounts that exceed what is allowed according to that contract. So if your contract, your fee is $100 and your contract says that they will pay you $75 for that particular service, the $25 you are not allowed to bill your patient. You would write that off as a contractual obligation or a contractual adjustment. All right, I feel like I don't need to explain it, but just in case. Participating, non-participating, two different things, but work hand in hand. It's important for you to understand the difference. So all the stuff we just said in our previous questions about billing the patient had to do with the non-participating or non-par. Now we just flipped it and we're talking about par. So you got to keep that in mind because you have a contract.
Yeah, I like the arc we've had with these par questions where at first no one was getting them and now everyone's getting them. So I feel like we're making progress, guys.
Yeah, are you learning now, Nicole?
I wouldn't go that far, Jasmine.
Awesome. All right, look at this. This board it's getting tighter. I see it. And Shiva coming in.
Shiva's really close in on me.
Yeah, she's right behind you there, B. So
Kalina
make sure you don't answer that phone call. Oh, what did you say, Nicole?
Kalina joined, so okay. Just in time for the next question.
Awesome. Modifier 25 can only be added to which type of codes, and codes meaning procedure codes. Modifier 25 can only be added to which type of codes?
Well, it's definitely one of these four.
I almost kind of gave away the question. As I said, I was like, oh, what is that? Forgot like I didn't say that.
It's funny that all of the experts always do that, where they're like, so modifier 25 is, and then they have to stop.
All right. Okay. All right. We did. Most of you guys got it right. Modifier 25 should go to your office visit. And a hint for those of you who maybe not even have any idea what we're talking about there, the procedure codes that begin with 99 are the most common office codes that we see in practices. Those codes are evaluation and management codes is what the section is in our CPT manuals. Those are the only codes that have the 25 modifier appended to them. We should not see them on surgery, HCPCS, definitely not on diagnoses, because there's no such thing as modifiers on diagnoses, which is why when I said, oops, I said procedure codes, I kind of gave away a little bit for that one, because diagnoses codes are not procedure codes of any kind. So yes, you never want to put the 25 on your surgery and not on the HCPCS. They only go with our office visits or E&M codes. All right. Woo. All right, it separated a little bit more. Still looks, everybody's in the same place still though, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The numbers definitely.
These just widening the gap.
Yeah. These anybody wins.
It happens, Benita. It happens. It happens to all of us.
Sometimes you're just excited you want to hit the button, right? It's like, what was that game where the game show game where like hit the button real fast, and then you're like, you have to give the answer. You have, oh, is it Family Feud where you hit it? And you actually answer it?
There's a couple of them with buttons, but yeah.
Yeah, like probably a bunch of them. So. App is ahead of you guys, running out. Time is running out before you answer the question. Here it is. App is ahead of you guys. The time is running out before you go to the next question. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. It might be an internet speed thing. I'm sorry that that's happening for you.
Yeah, we tried to fix the timing on the questions because some people were saying that last time. So if a couple other people are having it, we can adjust it again. But it's possible it's just a connection thing, maybe.
Yeah, it's tricky because and you guys, if you're on the game, it still lets them hit the button though, right? When they're able to, they can still like play with the game. They just won't hear our explanation for it until a little bit later. Is that what it is?
Yeah, basically as soon as you hit next. Yeah, okay. I was like, it should only be a couple seconds off because when we hit next, behind the scenes information, when we hit next, it shows the question first and it gives like a couple of seconds, about 2 to 3, before the answers pop up. So since there's a little bit of a delay on the stream, it should only be a couple of seconds. So if it's more than that, it might be a connection problem.
Yeah.
But if a couple other people come in with the same problem, we can definitely extend the time next time. I'm really sorry that's happening, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We have no control over the lag. It's intentionally there for YouTube's protection. Like if we did something very illegal, they would just cut our stream off. So it's there for a reason. But we tried to make the questions long enough so that it kind of makes up for the lag. So yeah, let us know though if you guys are still seeing it. A lot of you are seeing it. We'll just try to extend the questions, and you guys just have more time to answer. And those of you who answer fast could have more chances to win. I think better chances to win quiz.
When calling the patients regarding their bill, what would not be discussed? Oh, so many answer options. Copay, co-insurance deductible, set up payment plan, non-par, or just a chat. So, yeah, as far as timing stuff goes, you might notice that some questions are put at 60 seconds and some at 30. So if, like I said, if there are more issues, we can extend it a little bit longer. And then the questions end when everyone answers, so we won't be held hostage by Kahoot. As far as the question, though, what should not be discussed? As established, I am not a medical biller, but I feel like calling patients just to chat. My mom does work in healthcare. I don't think that's how she spends her day. I feel like she does a lot of things on the phone. I don't think that's one of them.
I feel like there are some patients that would really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, she used to work in the ER. She can definitely think of some people who really just needed to talk to someone.
Yeah, I just needed, I was not feeling well, but I really just needed a conversation. I needed another human. So, That's so good. All right. Yeah, you guys all got it right. I feel like I don't need to, those were all kind of, that was like kind of gimme question. When you're answering questions, all of the other types, all the other options are pretty much on the table because some people might not understand why they, got the bill. And like we were talking about earlier, they might not even remember you mentioned them not being participating because it can be very confusing from a patient's perspective and they don't really know what any of those things mean, right? And so you said it, literally what they heard was, okay, what's my barrier to getting care? I don't need to deal with it today. And so they put it over there. And so when they get that bill, sometimes they have a little bit of forgetfulness because they were focused on getting the care that they needed. So, all right. Let's see. Ooh la la. That shifted around. I like it.
Wow, that really did get shaken up.
Yeah, I feel it. We've got like 7 more questions. So we're working it, y'all. Okay. This question: when a patient sees a specialist without a primary physician referral, it is called appointment, self-referral, authorization, self-taught. When a patient sees a specialist without a primary physician referral, it is called appointment, self-referral, authorization, or self-taught.
I just like the pause where you almost say care every time.
I know. I'm very care physician. Like my mouth cannot not say it. So yeah, I like it. All right, and we did some good guesses. No one got the self-taught. I'm surprised about that. Just kidding. No, appointment's a really good guess. It is what happens when a person self-refers, but self-referral is the proper term, because in the healthcare revenue cycle world, it all begins with a referral. So it's either someone's referred by a physician or they have referred themselves. It sounds kind of weird, but it's like, I woke up today and I decided I needed to see an ENT. If my insurance company says I need to see, that says I can do that, I can basically refer myself. I can start looking through and decide to call and make the appointment, which is what I would do. But my first decision is to refer myself to an ENT. Instead of me going to my primary care or another physician's office, I make the choice to send myself somewhere else. So I am referring myself. I hope that makes sense. So it is a self-referral or started out with a physician referral. All right, let's see.
All right.
Guys are very consistent today.
Lengthening that back on an answer streak.
Yeah. All right. I was literally like going to let you click. I'm like, wait, you can click.
Only one of us can control the game. Which one is not an effective way to communicate? Verbal, ignoring, written, or visual? Let's see. Not an effective way to communicate. I feel like this is not gonna be a tricky question. We gotta make up for the tricky ones earlier. Some of you would rather be ignored than be written. You receive letters and you just throw them away. Don't even.
So I think it's really funny that the options are here. So you guys have to understand this. This actually, communication is a topic on both the CPB and the CPPM exams. They spend a lot of time talking about effective ways of communication. A huge part of our jobs as practice managers and medical billers, or folks that are overseeing financials for a practice, is communication, intercommunication and communication. Is you're communicating sometimes just internally, you're making sure that people have what they need, getting kind of information from point A to point B, but then also you need to also communicate effectively with the patients, externally with the insurance companies, all of that, right? So it's really, really important. Obviously, ignoring is not the right answer, but it's important to know that you have all these other ways to communicate with people. Written is a great way to communicate. Visual is just supportive, right? Like examples and things like that. Verbal is telling someone. We never, hopefully, technically ignoring is communicating that maybe you don't care. So it is communicating something. It's just not communicating something effective. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't, definitely communicating something, definitely not effectively.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. All right, you guys. I'm telling you, you guys are really, really consistent today. True or false? You should bill your claim electronically. True or false? You should bill your claim electronically.
Well, it's a 50-50 shot, so
go for it.
In my lack of knowledge, I'm gonna go blue. But I am prone to leading people astray. Oh, yay!
Yeah, you got it right. Blue is right. We do want to make sure your claims go electronically. It doesn't look like I need to explain too much about that because it's just what it is. We want it to be all happen faster. When you send things electronically, just like any sort of application or technology, hopefully things happen smoother, faster, and a little bit cleaner than what happens on paper. And then also it can be a lot more cost effective. You know, there's always pluses to moving to leverage technology. So moving things to electronic is going to save you some money if you're billing a bunch of stuff on paper, and especially if you've got a bunch of claims that go out, a big volume, and a lot of things that have attachments and stuff like that. So it's quite a bit of an investment these days with the cost of postage. I forgot the word. I was like, what's that called? Cost of.
Ooh, Beaver's on a roll.
Beaver's got an answer streak of 6. SS, good job. SSA, I'm sorry, sorry. We've got a little bit of like a very small gap I'm realizing between you and Beaver. So just to encourage you, if you're kind of like, gosh, I'm like just sticking down there. So you're very, very close, looks like that. And then also it looks Shliva's definitely getting back up to closing that gap. We're into the tens of thousands now. So
I know everyone's like 1,000-ish apart. What does not need to be on the claim form? And it's tiny on my end again. Billing NPI, billed amount, patient's religion, or patient's date of birth. What does not need to be on the claim form? Well, previously it was religion, so.
That was a gimme question, I hope. But we definitely need everything else besides the patient's religion. It was very similar to the other question. If you were here earlier, when we were calling the insurance company, you don't need their patient's religion. You still don't need their patient's religion. You don't need the patient's religion to know, but you do need the date of birth, billed amount for the services, and the billing NPI number. Leaderboard. Oh, so tight.
Real close.
Yeah, I like it.
Ooh, and someone just hit a answer streak. Miss K, congrats, 3 in a row.
Yes. Oh, I love it. It still shows us, because there's other folks playing that we don't see on the leaderboard because they haven't made it to the leaderboard yet. These are the top 5. So if you guys are like, who's Miss K? That's just someone else is playing that can't see them on the leaderboard just yet. They're making their way up with their answer streak of 3. True or false? Medical billers oversee insurance claims.
Medical beard.
I know, medical beers. Those are the really good beers, the medical ones. Medical billers oversee insurance claims. True or false? Nicole's giggling.
Let's see. Man, this one is really tripping some people up. There we go, all true.
All right, good. Yeah, I mean, this one is, hopefully you get this one right. That's kind of the gist of what we do, right? If you summed it all up, we're the ones who are making sure the medical insurance claims turn into dollars of some sort, whether from the insurance or from the patient themselves if necessary. Nice. Oh my goodness, Sa. Did you go to sleep? Oh, not Beaver. Did you go to sleep? Because Sa's coming in close.
I was like, didn't I go up?
I know. I totally said the wrong name. We're very close there. I like it. So our leaderboard looks the same as far as the names go, but the numbers are really, really close here. Really close. So we got 2 more. right? Yeah, make a claim. Yep.
Yes, this one, the last one. If insurance does a recoupment and the claim was filled out correctly, what's the best step to take? Just rebill the claim, bill the patient, ignore it, or send an appeal. I don't recommend ignoring your problems. They don't tend to go away. That tends to just make them worse.
Yeah, this is a great advice from Sage Nicole. Ignoring is not the answer ever.
It's not an effective communication form either, shockingly.
Right? We've learned something today. We're not ignoring things. All right, so where did we get some of the questions? Okay, bill the patient. So recoupment, if you don't know what the word recoupment is, that is when the insurance company goes back and takes their money back. They say, oops, we, don't believe this claim was supposed to have been paid for whatever reason, we're going to take it back. Now, there are a lot of practices that in the moment that the insurance company recoups, they just flip the bill to patient. I think that's kind of funny because typically it's going to be something that we could resolve. It could be that we might need to bill another insurance company, which we would need to get that information from the patient. So it could be one way to like prompt the patient to call you. However, it's not going to be the best way because you now then have to flip it back to going to a different insurance company. It might be more work for you to bill the patient. It's going to cost you more money when you could just pick up the phone or send a message in your software. So it could be more work for you. Sending an appeal is going to be the next best step to take, especially if it was recouped incorrectly. So I would go with the second best answer is going to be bill the patient. Because it could prompt the patient to call you if you can't get in touch with them. And like that really is going to depend upon the reason for the recoupment. So that's kind of a tricky question. If it's an incorrect recoupment, we're definitely appealing. If it's one that we think was possibly done correctly because they found out the patient had a different insurance, then we might need to just get that new insurance or the other insurance from your patient. So never going to just rebuild a claim. And like we said already, we're not ignoring our problems. Oh,
Ooh.
we had someone jump the leaderboard finally. You guys are so consistent there. LL, where'd you go? Did you go take lunch?
Maybe they had to go.
Yeah, that's true. We're going a little longer today, so these questions are.
What? Jasmine going long? Never.
I love that. You want to say that?
Up to you.
All insurance sends letters before recouping their money. All insurances send letters before recouping their money. I'm like, that sounded kind of weird.
We're just falling apart at the end here.
Yeah.
True or
Last
false?
question, by the way. All insurances send letters before recouping their money.
I would go red here in the last 3 seconds, I think. Yes.
Yeah, hard one. It would be nice if they always did, but they do not. Actually, there are majority of the companies these days actually do not even send written communication about the recoupment. They will often send all of the information included in the EOB or ERA. So it's kind of frustrating for us as billers when you're looking at an EOB trying to interpret why it was recouped. But it is important to know that most of them do not send letters. So it's not like you missed anything per se. There are some companies that do and actually request. Those are really more like refund requests. Most companies these days are recouping directly from their bulk EOBs or ERAs. That means that the checks that they would have paid you, they're just taking the money from it from other patients. So from claims that they are paying for, another patient is going to take from that claim that's being paid for another patient, and somewhere in the EOB, they're communicating the reason for the recoupment. Sometimes not in the best way, but it's there. It's there somewhere. So that was a hard one. That last one was a hard one. I feel like we did a lot of gimmies for throughout. So here's our podium. Drum roll, please.
Third place, Sa with 14,000. 15,000 is Shiva, and first place is B with 16,000. So, quickly, before you all leave, B and Shiva, first and second place, if you guys can go ahead and take a screenshot or a picture of your screen, whatever device you're playing on, and you can send that to us at learn@inlera.com. This way, we can send you guys the gift cards. And for the rest of you who unfortunately were not B or Shiva, you can ask Learn at Inlera if you have questions or something, but mainly B and Shiva. If you can send us those screenshots, we would love to get you those gift cards. Just because we're nearing on the weekend, please be patient with us if it takes us till the next week, but feel free to contact us if it's been, the next live stream and you still haven't heard from us.
Love it. You guys did a great job. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I'm trying to figure out how to stop sharing my screen. Oh, wait, do I still need to keep it? Or no, they're taking a picture of their screen. That's right.
Yeah, they take a picture of theirs because on theirs it'll pop up as like, yay, you got first. So it's like the only way we can verify your identities.
So cool. I love it. I'm checking to see here.
I know, I was wondering if we missed any questions.
Yeah.
We try our best.
Yeah, the players always said something. Yeah.
My puppy co-host.
The pairs I encounter always said something. So it got me. Yeah, that was the last question. It's true. Yeah, there's if you're getting ERAs for the majority of your patients, a lot of the companies recoup directly from those. So yeah, I totally hear you. I hear you on this. It can be confusing. But they're not required to send a letter. And so if they don't send you mail, they'll just put it on the ERA of the EOB. So I love it.
So
well,
insurance. Sorry,
no,
it was a bad joke. I was just going to say, so insurance companies are the ones who would rather ignore you than write.
This is true. They're the ones who need the lesson in not ignoring. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, Larissa. It's great to see you. And we're now at 2 p.m. Eastern pretty much most weeks, but keep an eye out for the days that we might change the time around because when we have guests that are not able to do the 2 p.m. time, we will bump to a different time that works for them. So just keep an eye out for those changes. And we already have next week's and the next few weeks lined up for you. So we will get that posted. But next Thursday, I was
going to say next week is actually Peek Behind the Curtain, a little double feature. So you will get to see Jasmine not only on Thursday, but also on Tuesday.
Yes, I almost forgot about that. So yeah, we're doing two live streams next week. And here is the plan with our 2 p.m. time, with the exception of today's being extra long for the trivia. We are going with the option of getting into topics a little bit shorter, a little sweeter. So if you are joining us at 2 o'clock, plan to be done by 2:30 so that and this is Eastern time, I'm so sorry, let me say the time. 2 p.m. Eastern, be done by 2:30 p.m. So that way you're not taking up too much of your afternoon. But we are going to live stream twice next week because there's a topic that we want to cover that's a little longer, and we really want to get through to some of our other topics that were already on the books for the rest of the month. So so that's it. So that I just want to be mindful that it's the middle of the day for all of us, and so it's important that we have the windows available to do other things like eat food and do work. So important windows. Nicole, looks like you're praying over there. You you froze up with your eyes closed. She's praying for more time.
It's nice not being on stream until 8 and eating while Jasmine streams.
Yeah, you guys have no idea. It's very refreshing because now we actually have a Friday Eve, where we can relax and enjoy the last day before the end of the week, which is nice. So,
and today's being in the afternoon means it's more likely that I can actually get those timestamps to you guys in a reasonable manner instead of on Monday of the next week. So
yeah, there's a lot of pluses.
Benefits everyone.
Yeah. Exactly. And those of you who are getting to this, the other thing is if you have not gotten a chance to watch a particular live stream live, now you can still watch it on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. You just be watching the replay. And we would see your comment before the end of the week, which is also a bonus.
Yes. So if you watch the replay at the regular time and comment, we will probably get back to you by Friday. So it works out.
does. It works out for everybody. And you get Nicole and Jasmine fresh in the middle of the day instead of the zombie Jasmine. All right. Listen, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you so much. See you next time. Tuesday.
Bye.
Yeah.